So it's been a while since I last updated, so I just want to do a quick one now to bring you up to speed on where I last updated you guys, which I think might have been about a week and a half ago now. So a lot has gone on. If you remember my last video, I said I was going into the hospital to have another scan to investigate the pain that I've been getting on my back. So that's all happened, and the results of that were that I ended up well, this is how it went. So we were in the hospital on Monday, and I'm getting confused with my weeks again, so I apologise. In the hospital on Monday for my last session of normal chemo that I've been having, and the on-call registrar came in to chat to us about pain relief to try and reduce the pain relief that I've been getting. But she also happened to see that the scans that I'd had for my spine had come through. Actually, there's some great news, which is the cancer that we've been attacking on the liver has actually reduced in size, so that's really good news. But the cancer on my spine has grown. And as you can imagine, this kind of knocked us for six a little bit, thinking, hold on a minute, there is no cancer on my bone. We've not been informed of that. What's that all about? So then the next about 2 hours we were on the floor a bit trying to figure out what's going on, because that didn't sound like a good thing. Anyway, she came back and said, I just spoke to your oncologist and he's looked at your scan and he doesn't think that it's cancer on your spine. So now we're like, oh well, okay, that's brilliant. That's excellent news. So when it actually come to having my MRI scan later and then seeing my oncologist, or it wasn't my oncologist because he's away, which makes it a bit more confusing. It seems like there is some kind of, I don't really understand that there is some kind of cancer happening on my spine. It's actually caused a bit of fracturing, which sounds not very good at all and would explain a lot of the pain that I've been in. Anyway, so that's the point that we got to, which meant that I needed a blast of radiotherapy ASAP. Anyway, I had that blast of radiotherapy. Let me just check where we are. On Monday, or was it Tuesday? And we came back from the hospital yesterday. Was it the day before? I'm not sure. This is only Fiona because it's all a bit blur. Anyway, I'm back home, but as you can see, I'm in the spare room. Can't get up the flipping stairs. My back's really sore. So I'm hoping that we're kind of getting onto a bit of a routine where the painkillers are being a bit more effective. But it's just a little bit tricky to get it right. But in the meantime, because I've been still and because now I actually have a back injury, I need to stay still quite a lot. So even little movements I need to keep down. So the journey up to the top of the house, to the stairs, and manoeuvring around for the toilet up there is really tricky. I've got a little peep up. Makes it easier to go for a wee. So the toilet is right next door, which is easier, and if I need it, I've got the old pee pot, which is quite funny. So I'm actually feeling painkillers definitely kicked in at the moment, and which is why I'm able to do this update. And I want to keep doing some updates, but it might be a little bit sporadic because I'm literally sleeping and rolling and doing a few exercises. That's kind of how it is at the moment. I'm hoping that tomorrow I'll loosen up a bit because I've been down for a couple of days now. It's just finding those right movements to be able to do boring stuff like go to the toilet, which I actually got the giggles earlier because it was kind of hilarious that the toilet was just next door, and I managed to get there and get back, and that was like a big achievement, and it was all a bit overwhelming, and we kind of got the giggles because of it. It's just quite cool. But that's where we're at. I've had a blast of radiotherapy. It's knocked me out. My back is not great, so I'm having to stay very still. Brilliant news that the chemotherapy that I have been having seems to having a positive effect on my liver and the cancer that is there. So the plan is actually we're going to continue that. My doctor just want to do this blast of radiotherapy in between. So we'll be starting up back with another 3 months of chemo of my normal stuff. any time now. So it's probably, we've put it off this coming week, just to kind of get through the radiotherapy thing. But I think we're going to start up again next week. So that's the plan. There's lots of other things going on as well, which I will update you with very soon. But thanks for checking in, and I'll speak to you soon.